What batteries should you use in your gel blaster? There are a couple of brands that I would recommend you buy, depending on the size and capacity that you need. I use Turnigy batteries, which are a great brand, and you can buy them from Hobby King. They're very well priced as well. You won't be able to buy the longer airsoft batteries, but I've actually seen them on gel blaster websites in Australia. But Turnigy is a very good brand. The other brand, if you want to go for a lithium ion battery, is Titan. They're a bit more expensive, but they're very good quality, and they come in the more cylindrical shape, which is great for some blasters, depending if you need that size, but they're a great battery to get as well. I've seen these at gel blaster stores as well. I know M4A1 gel blasters sell these. Now, why should you buy a good battery over the stock battery for your gel blaster? Now, these batteries that we use for gel ball and airsoft hold a lot of energy, and if not treated correctly, can puff up and cause a fire. I know some people that this has happened to, and it's actually burned down the whole house, so you have to be really careful with these. Buying a good quality battery is going to minimize this risk. Now, good quality batteries will also actually be their rated capacity. Now, this battery is rated to be 1500 milliamp hours. And as you can see, I did a full charge and discharge just to see what capacity I'll get out of it, and it came up to be exactly 1500 milliamp hours. Now, cheaper batteries like this one, well, online it might say that it's 1200 milliamp hours around there, but I did a full charge and discharge, and it ended up being around 700. So on this small battery here, it says that it's a 1400 milliamp hour, while this one here is a 1500 milliamp hour, and you can see the difference in size. There is no way that that one is going to be 1400 milliamp hour. Buying a good quality battery, you'll know it'll be the capacity that you've paid for. Another reason is it will last more charge and discharge cycles, so you get more life out of it just because they use better quality manufacturing and better quality cells. And lastly, a good battery is able to provide much more current, since it will be a higher capacity and better quality and less likely to heat up during the process. As you can see, the thickness of wires on this one compared to the thickness of wires on the good one is able to provide much more current to your blaster, especially if your blaster is upgraded and it needs that. Now, there's a couple of different battery chemistries that you can buy. This one here is a nickel metal hydride battery. This is popular in older days and still used a bit now, but it won't hold as much energy as a LiPo battery or a lithium ion battery. And they're also inefficient under load, so they will get hot when you're drawing lots of power, and also charging them, you have to charge them at real low rates. So I would recommend going and buying a lithium polymer battery or a lithium ion battery. They're both pretty much the same safety wise. Well, a lithium polymer battery can be made in different sizes, which like this one here, which is good for my AEG because it fits in the back nicely. While lithium ion is usually in the cylindrical shape, so which can fit other blasters such as the M4A1 because it slides into the buffer tube. Now, each cell of a lithium polymer battery has a nominal voltage of 3.7 volts. So a 2-cell battery would be at 7.4 volts, and a 3-cell battery will be 11.1 volts. Now, a standard battery that comes with your blaster will be a 7.4 volt battery, and upgrading to 11.1 volt will drastically increase your fire rate, which I'll show you here. So here's a 7.4 volt, and here's 11.1 volt. And doing this will put a lot of stress on all your internal components, so it might last for a while, it might not, but just be aware that you might need to upgrade something if it breaks. I wouldn't upgrade to 11.1 volt battery if your blaster uses a MOSFET, just like the AEG or the Vector that I know uses a MOSFET from stock. Here's the one that I blew up because I was using a 11.1 volt and it just eventually just stopped working. So it's fine if you've got the Jinming M4A1 or the ACR because they use an actual switch rather than a circuit board to shoot. So yeah, don't upgrade to 11.1 volt if your blaster uses a MOSFET, or if you upgrade the MOSFET, then it's fine. Now, if you install a bigger spring in your blaster and the stock motor and battery don't have enough power to pull it back, you can upgrade to 11.1 volt battery, which should give enough oomph to be able to pull the spring back. Or as what I have done is bought a good quality 7.4 volt battery with thicker wiring so it can handle the current load of what the motor's pulling. And I've upgraded the wiring in my blaster to 18 gauge wire so it's able to handle that current load. If you are upgrading all the internals of your blaster, such as the motor, and getting bigger springs, it is worth just upgrading the wiring anyway, even if you are using 11.1 volt battery, because the stock wiring can get hot if the motor's pulling a lot of current. So I'll be showing you in another video how to do that. Now, with connectors, the stock connector that comes on the blaster, which you can see there, is fine for stock, but yeah, if you are upgrading internals, it's worth using better quality connectors, such as an XT60 connector or a Dean's connector. These connectors handle a lot more current than the stock connector, and also if you're buying a good quality battery, they most likely come with one of these. This will require you to solder these connectors onto your blaster, which I'm going to show you how to do in a future video. Now for charging these batteries, I recommend buying a good quality charger like this one I have here, which is the IMAX B6 AC V2. It allows you to do a proper balance charge, but then also put the batteries into storage mode, which is great for after a game and you're not going to be using them for a while. This will extend the life of them. Now you always want to charge your batteries at 1C, which is 1 times the capacity of your battery. So this battery here is 1.5 amp hours. So you want to charge it at a max current of 1.5 amps. It's also a great idea to get a LiPo-safe bag, which are about $10. I've seen them in Gel Blaster stores. You just put the battery in there while it's charging, and this will minimize the risk of a big fire if something does go wrong. Also, never leave the room when you're charging these batteries. Always be in close proximity to them, so if something does happen, you're there and minimize any risk. Thanks for watching. I hope this was enough of an overall view on batteries and what you should get. I will be making more videos more in depth about this, for example, how to solder and how to rewire your blaster and upgrade the wiring. Thanks for watching, and keep a lookout for future videos.